Hello and welcome to KLM Institute. In today's special update, we cover a significant development in Middle Eastern politics. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan recently announced that Turkey has formally cut all diplomatic ties with Israel. This decisive move follows Turkey's increasing support for Palestine, including a push for an arms embargo against Israel at the United Nations. Let's take a closer look at the factors driving this decision, its implications for the region, and how it could reshape international dynamics. Key highlights: Turkey's decision to sever ties. On Wednesday, President Erdogan, speaking to journalists after returning from Saudi Arabia and Azerbaijan, stated that Turkey would cease all diplomatic relations with Israel. Erdogan confirmed that under his leadership, Turkey would not attempt to renew or develop any relations with Israel, describing the decision as unwavering. "We, as the Republic of Turkey and its government, have currently severed all relations with Israel," Erdogan declared, signaling a stark diplomatic shift. Rising tensions and diplomatic moves. The Turkey-Israel relationship has faced strain, especially since October 2023, when a large-scale attack led by Hamas triggered intense Israeli military action in Gaza, resulting in the reported deaths of over 43,000 Palestinians. Erdogan's government has openly condemned Israel's actions, a stance that has intensified following accusations by international human rights organizations that Israel's actions constitute genocide. Last year, Turkey recalled its ambassador from Israel, citing escalating regional security concerns, and imposed a trade embargo in May 2024. Although Turkish missions in Tel Aviv remain operational, Turkey's diplomatic and trade stance highlights its firm support for Palestinian rights. Turkey has also taken a lead in rallying international support for an arms embargo against Israel, recently submitting a formal request to the United Nations Security Council. This proposal has drawn backing from 52 countries and 2 international organizations, reflecting growing support for Turkey's pro-Palestinian advocacy. During a recent summit in Riyadh, Turkey invited members of the Arab League to endorse the embargo initiative, showing its commitment to building a coalition of support. Erdogan's strong stance on Israel has impacted domestic politics as well. Following the local elections, Erdogan's Justice and Development Party, or AKP, faced criticism for perceived leniency in responding to the Gaza conflict, leading the government to adopt a more assertive approach. Public sentiment in Turkey supports the severing of ties with Israel, and Erdogan's administration appears to be aligning its actions with these demands, potentially strengthening his standing domestically. Trade relations and opposition pressure. Despite severing diplomatic ties, Turkey's trade with Israel indirectly continues, often routed through third countries. Opposition groups in Turkey have called for a more comprehensive halt to all trade with Israel, urging the government to eliminate such channels entirely. This indirect trade has led to criticism from public and political opposition, who argue for a more absolute disengagement from Israel economically as well. Potential economic and political impact on NATO and Asian countries. Turkey's decision to break ties with Israel could have economic and political repercussions, particularly for NATO and Asian countries. As a key NATO member, Turkey's stance may influence the alliance's regional approach, particularly in its relations with Middle Eastern nations. NATO's support for Israel, combined with Turkey's position, could create diplomatic challenges within the alliance, particularly if Turkey continues to prioritize regional solidarity over NATO alignment. In Asia, countries with strong economic ties to both Turkey and Israel, such as China and India, might experience economic fluctuations due to shifts in trade dynamics. Turkey's push for an arms embargo and its severing of relations may also put pressure on Asian countries to re-evaluate their positions on Palestinian issues, which could lead to altered alliances and trade patterns in the region. Its economic and political impact. This new diplomatic rift between Turkey and Israel has potential global ramifications, especially for NATO, where Turkey's position could complicate collective security interests in the Middle East. As Turkey pushes for broader international support for Palestine, countries across Asia and Europe may face mounting pressure to take definitive stances, either aligning with Turkey's advocacy for Palestinian rights or maintaining ties with Israel. Economically, industries tied to defense and trade in both countries may see a decline, while regional partnerships and alliances could experience shifts as nations recalibrate their strategies based on Turkey's actions. Thank you for tuning in to KLM Institute. Stay updated with us for further insights into these global political shifts and their economic impacts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for timely updates.